I'd like to add a tiny little bit of my theory and my thinking behind body rolling, because I think chest roll is a really nice way to describe a lot of this stuff and to show it off. Really simple bit of rolling theory. The ball is a nice even shape. It's round from every single angle. So when it starts rolling, it's always going to roll in a predictable, defined way. If you imagine it rolling on a table, it's just going to happily roll along and then fall off when it reaches the edge. So the idea is, if the ball's not going in the right place, it's not the ball's fault, it's because something's wrong with that pathway. So you really want to think and really define your paths. So a nice chest roll technique tends to have a really nice even curve. These are these natural curves that just exist in our bodies. So if you've got a nice natural curve, the ball is just going to follow nice and evenly. So how can we demonstrate this? How can we show that this is a thing? Exercises that I really like, for one, redefining where the end of the roll is going to be. So that was ending here. Let's say I want to end up here. I can visualize my path. I know it needs to be slightly lower so the ball's got somewhere to go. And then I can just roll and let it go to where I want it. If I want it really low, or even kind of coming up a little bit, it's a bit trickier, but it still goes to where I want if I want it right over there. It's that same idea. I'm thinking about my path beforehand and letting the ball go. When people are starting out, they're often fighting against the ball and moving underneath it. You don't need to, you just need to trust the ball is going to go where you want it to go. You can just relax into it like that. A really solid demonstration of this is trying to roll the ball with zero body movement at all. It doesn't always work, but it's a really nice way of seeing how your paths are getting on. You see there, it's dropping down too quickly. I need to readjust and change. This is this kind of statue rolling idea that we're fixed. The path is fixed, and the ball is just going to do its thing and go where it's going. So we can demonstrate the ball is nice and even, it's always going to roll in a nice even way. One other tiny bit of subtlety. In fact, a good thing for that, a good exercise for practicing these fixed locations are these rock and roll practices, which Dawn has a really nice video on, so you can go and watch those. Practice that. I do a lot of practice of those to really practice starting and finishing a roll. One final little bit of subtlety, which isn't really talked about very much, but is super, super nice. I think of two paths available for a chest roll. One of them comes sort of from the thumb and the index finger. It's quite low, it goes low on the chest, and it goes to the thumb and the index finger. And it's quite a fast roll. I'm going to just try and do an example of that one. It's quite fast, there's a little bit of bump as it comes across the chest. There's another version, which I think of as going from the little finger, from the pinky finger, all the way around the outside, and all the way to here. The ball is going to be rolling for longer. It's taking a longer path, so it's going to be moving for a longer period of time. It's going to appear slower. And it's generally going to be a bit rounder and a bit nicer. Personally, I like that big outside one because it's a bit slower, it's a bit floatier. But if you learn them both, then you can do things where balls cross each other, or you can play with those different sizes. Just to be aware that there are different paths even within a chest roll. There are different paths you can play with. The more you visualize these things, the easier you'll be able to just put your body into the right position and do a nice clean roll.